Hi everyone, my name is Monique Apodaca, and this is my AEP 855 Module 8, discussing leading with a moral compass. So to begin with, we were to synthesize the resources that were given to us. I did read all of the articles and watch all of the YouTube videos. However, I found the most importance given to me through two of the resources, and that was the McCombs School of Business video, which was like the animation with the man cheating on his wife, and then I also found a lot of good information in the video by Lee, and he was talking about not crossing the line or even approaching the line, because then you are more often going to cross it in the future. So some awesome information that I found out of these resources are moral emotions generally guide people to do the right things, and usually they steer them away from doing the wrong thing. So we use these moral emotions to separate right from wrong. Usually you want to do the right thing and steer away from doing the wrong. It also stated in this video that moral decisions are often made instinctively. So without even thinking about it, you can determine in your brain what you should do and what you probably shouldn't do. So your brain instinctively says what's right and what's wrong. But as humans, we feel the need to rationalize many things, including those moral decisions. And usually when we rationalize, that's when we convince ourselves that those wrong decisions aren't so wrong. And then I noted here that this video also stated that 90% of the decisions we make are instinctive. So only 10% are not instinctive decisions. But I'm sure in those 90% of decisions that are instinctive, we also rationalize a very high percentage of those decisions. I also noted two important things here. Self-conscious decisions, so that was like the guilt and the shame, those decisions and those feelings make or influence us or make us want to follow social norms. So they want us to act appropriately so that we do not feel shame or guilt or any of those self-conscious feelings. I also noted that some moral behaviors can influence others to act the same. I think that is one of the most important parts of analyzing our own moral compasses, is that our positive moral behaviors can influence others. Especially as school leaders in the future, our moral behaviors are going to influence our staff, going to influence our students, other individuals around us. But on the same side of that coin, our negative moral decisions are also in the limelight for people to see. And people may follow those behaviors as well. So it's important for us to have pretty straight and positive moral behavior and compasses. As for the Lee video, I started with this paraphrase here. You need to find your true north on your moral compass, and you have to stick by it. So you need to figure out what your true north is on your moral compass. For a lot of us, I'm sure it's integrity, like he stated in the video. Integrity is what tells us right from wrong. That helps us decide right from wrong, if we should act on our right or wrong actions. And once we know our true north, we need to stick by it. So don't go back on your actions. That's the biggest thing. And the other note here, as a leader, your personal business is no longer personal. It's business that other people know. So again, as a leader, you are in the limelight. That includes in and outside of the building. So your personal business outside of your workplace, especially as a school leader, is no longer personal. You are being viewed at all times. You never know who's around you. So the decisions that you make morally all of the time are high stake. So this right here is my moral compass. So I agreed with Lee. I would put my north to be integrity. That is where I will always fall back to if I get led astray. Integrity is my north. That is where I should always be led back to. But some other characteristics that are in my moral compass are trustworthy. So being a trustworthy person, people being able to trust me. Being respected and also showing respect for others. Oh, it looks like I put that on here twice. Respect. Resiliency. So not backing down and not running away when things get difficult. That kind of leads back to integrity. If things do get difficult, I will shift back to my north, my integrity. It's also important that I am dependable and that I expect dependableness and dependability out of the others around me. It's also important as a school leader to be fair as often as possible and not show any biases. It's also important as a school leader to be empathetic. You want sympathy from other people, of course, but it's more important that you are showing empathy towards your staff, parents, community members, students, etc. As school leaders, that is part of our duties, is to be empathetic to situations and understand them. And finally, I think another important trait of a school leader is to be honest. I've shared in the past that I've had some not honest school leaders in the past, but I think it's very important that school leaders in general be open and honest. I think that leads back to a lot of integrity very often and being able to be trusted and respected. These are a list of the references I used. However, as you can see on my synthesis, I directly went for Macomb School of Business and the Moral Compass video by Lee. And finally, my addendum for this, it's standard 2.3. Program completers understand and demonstrate the capacity to model ethical behavior in their personal conduct and relationships and to cultivate ethical behaviors in others. So the correlation to this standard with Module 8, I said it's because students were asked to analyze resources regarding moral compasses and then analyze and create their own moral compass. Our ethical behaviors will influence others' ethical behaviors around us in the future. And right now, especially as an educator, I am being watched frequently by my students, just as if I was a school leader. The relevance that this has to my future as a school leader, my ethical behaviors will directly influence my future staff, student, and other individuals' ethical behaviors in and outside of the school. So again, going back to, it's important that I have very strong and positive ethical behaviors in and outside of the school, because you never know who's watching, and if they are watching you, you need to be having a positive ethical behavior and acting with strong ethics. And finally, the reflection. After completing this assignment, I realized that my moral compass is pretty strong. Of course, I'm bound to have gaps and cracks in which I fall short, but overall, I feel very strong in my morals, values, and ethics as a person and as a future school leader. Thank you.